Bringing you news you won't remember next week from all over the world. It's time for the news. People of Earth, thanks for listening and or watching the show today. If you came here for updates on falling freeways, Pride Month updates, or billionaires beefing Elon and Soros, guess what? You have come to the wrong place. iPhone time travelers, vegan job requirements, and fly eggs in your ear. Y'all know what time it is. Stories from the Mirror, MSN, and other dubious websites. Let's get you some weird news for this 12th day of June 2023, which means it's National Peanut Butter Cookie Day. Let's go. All right, folks, this one's a doozy. Apparently, there's a company out there that's so vegan, they won't even hire someone who isn't plant-based. I mean, talk about strict. This poor guy applied for a job and was asked if he was okay with being vegan, bringing vegan lunch, and having plant milks to eat on site. And get this, he didn't even have to be vegan away from work, just while he's on the clock. Seems pretty reasonable, right? But no, this guy was flabbergasted. Flabbergasted. Like, dude, it's just food. You're not being asked to give up your firstborn child or anything, and yet he took to Reddit to ask if they could really force him to be vegan or not hire him based on his dietary preferences. I mean, come on, guy. If you really need that turkey sandwich for lunch every day, maybe this isn't the job for you. It's like applying for work at a nudist colony and like being flabbergasted that they asked you to take your clothes off. But the best part of this whole thing, the question was listed as number 4 on the application. Number 4 out of how many? 10, 20? This guy couldn't even make it past question 4 without having a meltdown. I don't think this is the kind of person you want working for your company, vegan or not. So to all you potential employers out there, if you're looking for someone who won't lose their mind over a plant-based lunch, I'm your guy. Just don't ask me to give up my coffee, because that's where I draw the line. Next story. Okay, so we found proof, you guys, that time travel actually exists. Proof that it exists. And it's in the form of a freaking iPhone. Yes, that thing over there. I mean, who would have thought that the secret to time travel was just a few software updates away? So apparently, there's this painting that some Dutch guy named Pieter de Hooch, I know I'm getting it wrong. So, Lushmine, don't start adding me. Just correct it. It's all good. And in it, there's a dude holding what looks like an iPhone. Now I already know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. How could there be an iPhone in a painting from the 17th century? And to that I say, I have no idea. But it's there, so deal with it. Anyway, of course, the painting's title says that the subject in question is a letter. But that hasn't stopped conspiracy theorists from losing their minds over it. They're all like, oh, it's definitely an iPhone. Look at the way the guy's holding it and staring at it like it's the most important thing in the world. Stop it, you guys. Just stop it. And you know what? Okay, they might be onto something. Maybe. I mean, think about it. If time travel exists, then who's to say that CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, isn't a time traveler himself? Maybe he's been going back in time and leaving iPhones all over the place just to mess with us. It would explain a lot, like why my iPhone keeps randomly deleting pictures and why Siri always seems to be listening to me. But you know what the craziest part of all this is? Tim Cook himself has admitted that he's surprised by the whole thing. And if the CEO of Apple is surprised, then you know it's got to be legit. It's got to be. So buckle up, folks, because we're in for a wild ride. Who knows what other secrets the paintings of old hold? Maybe we'll find out that George Washington was actually a cyborg, or that the Mona Lisa was a time-traveling supermodel. The possibilities are endless, my friends. Endless, I say. Next story. Okay, all right. I don't even know where to begin with this one. I mean, we've all had bugs fly into our ears and our mouths, but this is a whole new level of horror. I was actually transplanting tomatoes. This should be over to the commentary cam, shouldn't it? What? I was transplanting. These aren't even the same settings. Who set this up? Can we fix it quickly on the fly? Anyway, this poor guy, his name is Vladimir Denkanti. He wakes up in agony, only to find out that a fly laid eggs in his ear. And not just a few eggs. Oh no. His ear was filled to the brim with maggots. I mean, talk about a nightmare come to life. And it gets worse, folks. The critters were literally spilling out of his ear, like some kind of twisted horror movie. He had to go to the emergency unit in Brazil to get his ear flushed, but that was just the beginning of his nightmare. Turns out he needed costly surgery to get rid of the larvae in his ear, and to make matters worse, he wasn't even admitted to the hospital because he wasn't registered in the health system. I mean, come on, people. This guy has bugs eating him alive. You can't even give him a bed to lay in while you sort the issue? Brazil. Come on, we can do better than this. That's just cold. But wait, there's more. There's more to this story, you guys. Another man in Portugal found out he had flesh-eating maggots living in his ear canal. I mean, what is going on here? Somebody tell me something, because this is not normal. Is it? No, it's weird news. That's why it's here. Are bugs just making a comeback or something? Is this some kind of new trend that I'm not aware of? All I know is that I'm never leaving my house ever again. I'll just stay inside, watch horror movies instead, and just relax. At least we know the bugs aren't real. Or are they? Well, that's enough of this. If you're listening and want to watch, then head over to v3tv.uk. Follow the new Instagram page, The Weird News, with a Z. We're going to move this to the Twitter, the new Twitter. I think the old Twitter's been shadow banned, so we're going to move this one to V3TV News on Twitter. And I think that's it. we got an Instagram called V3TV News as well, so we might ditch the weird news and start using V3TV News as well. Don't hold me to that. People of Earth, have a great week. Stay human.